How are you? I hope you enjoyed the opening game of the UEFA Women's Euro 2022. I'm going to be covering all of the games for you across the tournament. Please subscribe if you possibly can. Just head down there to the bottom right just now and hit subscribe, because I want to be giving you my honest opinion, and I want to be speaking to a lot of the players across this tournament as well. Old Trafford was absolutely exceptional tonight. I'm back now. I'm washed. I'm ready to chill out because I've never been so excited and so impressed by an atmosphere at a women's football game. FA Cup final in December. Chelsea against Arsenal was an absolutely exceptional crowd at Wembley. It was 50,000 tickets sold, but tonight it was sold out at Old Trafford. And as a Manchester United fan as well, what a monumentous occasion to be there and see it like that for a women's football tournament. A little bit about me is that I've only ever watched women's football forever, before I get into men's football, and that's because my twin sister plays football as well. So it was just brilliant tonight, and you get goosebumps when you see it on that stage, and it can almost make you a little bit emotional as well. Don't get me wrong, I did fill up. I'm always emotional, but tonight was absolutely brilliant. Fair play to England. A job that they just had to get done. I think I was wanting more from the opening game of the tournament as well, especially with it being England, and they should have destroyed Austria on paper when you look at what happened in their opening games and their friendlies, and 14 unbeaten under Sarina Weigman. I guess I was looking for more goals in that game, and that didn't quite come to fruition, but at the end of the day they get the 3 points and they've done the job. I do think a lot of the players for England seemed a little bit nervy in the first kind of 15-20 minutes. I think it was quite a frenetic start. They weren't calm, they weren't composed. It was just all a bit, chaotic. And then things, absolutely did start to calm down after Beth Mead managed to make it 1-0 in the 18th minute. Just to talk about Beth Mead for just a moment. If you don't know, Beth Mead was left out of the World Cup squad in 2019, and that was a massive gut punch for her, being left out of her England side, and considering she's been such a huge part of the England side for so many years. Left out of the squad and then had this purpose to come back. She's had a brilliant season at Arsenal. She's been absolutely outstanding to watch and to see, just going from strength to strength, and the confidence that she has in front of goal just now it's just been wonderful, and she looks like she's really enjoying her football. And I've had some of these conversations with Beth Mead over the last year or so about how she feels about this comeback that she's had, and she's just enjoying her football. And she said the best thing that could have happened to her was being left out of that World Cup squad, and what that did to kind of galvanise her game and change her focus and bring out the best of it as well. A lot had changed for Beth Mead over that year as well, but she seems to be benefiting from all of the changes that happened to her in that period. And tonight, to see her to get that goal at Old Trafford, for me, was just unbelievable. This is Beth Mead. This is the player that you go and support week in, week out at Boreham Wood for Arsenal, doing this at Old Trafford to start the home tournament and to get the first goal of the tournament as well. I think just shows what damage Beth can do in this competition moving forward as well. Quiet, other than the goal, I have to say. Ellen White as well couldn't seem to finish her dinner. She did have a couple of chances and just kind of couldn't get near it. But I have to say, Austria were much better than what we could have hoped for tonight and what we did expect to happen tonight. They were a physical side, and Austria only made it to their first Euros their first major tournament in 2017. And they've been starting to kind of show progress since that competition as well. 2017, they made it to the semi-finals, and they're hoping to build on that as well moving forward. A few WSL players in there as well. The number one goalkeeper is Manuela Zinsberger, who also plays for Arsenal. You've got Laura Wienroitia in there, who very rarely gets a start for Arsenal. So she's only had her first season here. Seems like a sweet, young, physical, solid player. I thought we would have seen more of her last season. That's not seemed to happen yet. Again, she's still adapting to the Women's Super League, but she played the full 90 minutes tonight, and I thought she looked strong. And also in there, Vicky Schanderbeck as well, who's their captain as well, formerly of Arsenal, and now has spent a full season with Spurs. So I think they looked like a really strong team tonight, despite it being a loss. I think Austria have a wee point to prove, at the moment, is that they're not going to be just defeated by 3 goals or 4 goals by England. They held strong, and of course when you're maybe not tactically as strong, or you've not got the strength and depth that England have got, you're going to show your physicality that little bit more, and I think they did that, and I think they did it really, really well tonight. I think they can go away quite happy with that performance. When you look at this Group A, England, of course, Austria, as we mentioned there, you've got Norway and you've got Northern Ireland. Northern Ireland aren't actually expected to get out of the group. We're going to touch on Northern Ireland tomorrow because they're going to play Norway at Southampton. I'm going to that game as well, and I'm looking forward to kind of reviewing that and how that all goes, because the fact that Northern Ireland are at this tournament is just a huge achievement in itself, and I can't wait to see the atmosphere tomorrow at St Mary's with the travel and support from Northern Ireland as well, and the amazing stories that lie within that Northern Ireland squad is absolutely beautiful, and we have to focus on that. We'll get to that tomorrow. But tonight, Old Trafford, 70,000 fans. When was the last time you went to a stadium and saw a Mexican wave? When was the last time that actually happened? You never see that anymore. You never see that. And it was happening all over Old Trafford tonight. It was electric. The roof came off the place when Beth Mead scored the goal, and I just think England have done the job that they have to do tonight. Let's talk a little bit more in detail about the player positions that we got to see tonight. Alex Greenwood was on the bench. She has been starting in defence for the warm-up games. Leah Williamson had been starting in the midfield for the warm-up games until the last one there. Leah Williamson did start in defence tonight. Of course, she's your captain. Not a good game. We know what she is capable of, and you've got to be careful what you say here because it's the first game of the tournament, and possibly there's nerves and possibly there's pressure, but she didn't perform at her best tonight at all. And actually in defence she was poor. She can be better than that. I'd say as a defender, Alex Greenwood is definitely better in that position, and I think we've seen her better in that position. It makes me wonder what Sarina Weigman is going to do for the next game. Will she make that change again? Will Leah Williamson go back to midfield? It's an interesting one. It has us all kind of captivated as to how she's going to do it. And the fact that Leah can play both positions is brilliant as well. But you're going to have to get your stronger players in there. And I think defensively, they weren't at the races tonight. And Leah could maybe hold her hands up to that one as well. In terms of who played well, not many of the England players actually played well. We know they can be better. But the one person who just never fails to disappoint us is Lauren Hemp. An absolutely quality game. She's a 10 out of 10 player. Gives it absolutely everything that she's got. She's a handful. She's relentless. You can tell that they're putting 2 players on her. They are marking her like no other, and she just keeps going. What an absolute star she is. A young player like this with the opportunity like this is going to be exciting. Also to note, at about 60 minutes, the changes that were made. Ellen White came off, Beth Mead came off, Fran Kirby came off. I don't think Fran was quite at it tonight. She seemed a bit off. Of course, she set up the goal. But like Beth, other than the play up into the goal and the goal, they were quiet. Alessia Russo, how many times have I mentioned her? Came on, instant impact to the game. Ella Toon, the confidence, the impact was instant. And Chloe Kelly as well, who a couple of years ago in the WSL was the highest assists and I think third highest goal scorer in the league that season. She suffered a bad injury. She was out all of last season. She came back for the final games of the season, the last 2 or 3, and she had an instant impact as well for Manchester City. We're seeing that tonight in what she's capable of doing for England. The key, I think, for Sarina Weigman is the strength and depth that she has and the age group of the players as well. They've got these senior players. They've got Lucy Bronze, who also had a honker tonight. Yes, you've got the likes of Millie Bright, who's got experience, Ellen White, who's been around for a long time and is still providing what she can provide. But when you can look at these young players who aren't phased, who can come on and do the job that they're doing as well, it's very exciting to know what they're capable of ahead of this tournament. Brilliant night. We saw VAR as well used in the first goal. Was it a goal? Wasn't it a goal? Put in by Beth Mead, and then the defenders came in from Austria into the goal, and it almost looked like it didn't go over the line, but it did, and it was absolutely a goal. But seeing VAR used, seeing a goal, seeing Old Trafford absolutely jumping like that, I'm just excited of what's to come in this tournament, and I am really proud of the women that are here. I think it will be coming home, but England just have to do better than that. They've got more in the tank, haven't they?